Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over another Pandas Leetcode Medium question in the premium section that I just solved on my own without any assistance. So I was pretty happy about this. I struggled with this one a little bit more than some of the others, but again, I'm pretty happy I was able to solve it on my own without any assistance at the end and come up with my own solution. So let me show you how I did it. This one has a little more requirements, but if you break it down, it's actually not bad at all. So this one's called write a solution to report the sum of prices paid by customers of each salesperson. Basically, it's easier for me. The way I did it was I just looked at the examples. So Alice here is the salesperson for customers 1 and 2, because if you look at Alice, it's a salesperson ID. Here, 1 and 1 for customers 1 and 2. So then you say, okay, customers 1 and 2, let's go here. And 354 plus 856, Alice's total would just be 1246. And for Bob, we can say the salesperson ID is Bob is for customer 3. Customer 3 made 2 purchases, so 988, plus 856, that's going to be 1844. So then Jerry is the same logic. So salesperson 3 does not exist, so then the total is just 0. He made no money, right? So you just want to return this. So let's make the template as always. So return pd.dataframe. Let's use the sales table because that looks most like what we need. So let's call this sales, comma, the columns are just going to be equal to salesperson ID, name, and total. And total, just run this. Not going to be right, but at least we have the blueprint. So now we need to make these equal. So basically for now, we can just honestly just say, we can just copy the salesperson ID from the salesperson table. So salesperson ID is equal to salesperson ID. Okay, so then we can do the same thing with sales name is equal to salesperson table name. And it looks like we don't want to return, we only want to return the first 3. So how many salesperson IDs we have is going to be the length of whatever we return. So that is just going to be the size, which is just going to be, in this case, the length of salesperson ID, because we have 3 IDs, 3 names. You can't have, they have to line up in terms of the number. So let's say .head size. So that's just going to give us the first 3 now, what we want. Cool. Now we just have to find out this total column, which is the most challenging part. So for me, the way I did it was I just did exactly what I told you, which is just let's iterate over the customer table. So for IA, it enumerates customer salesperson ID. So what I did was I made a default dict of type integer, and let's just print A to see that we do get 1, 1, and 2. Okay, so for 1, 1, and 2, we can say, so Alice is the first salesperson that covers this and this. So we can just say print A and then customer ID of I, because these are linked. So that gives you what you need. So now we can just say, okay, so now because we don't even care about the names because we already have them. We can just use the salesperson ID to get, because the customer, because from, okay, this is where it gets a little messy. So for J, okay, so we need to say, okay, this one needs to have 1246 for J in range. We want to iterate over the sales. So for J, let's say V and enumerate sales customer ID. So, so we have to somehow group these by. So 1 and 2. So for each salesperson, what we're going to do is say for the Alice, because we only care about the salesperson, so we're going to say if A is not in D, then D of A is 0, so she hasn't made any money yet. Otherwise, I guess we could just say D of, so for the customer ID, for this Alice salesperson, we can say, I keep getting confused looking at these. So this is salesperson ID to customer ID. So now we're looking at this salesperson ID, right? Because we're using that. Okay, cool, perfect. So now we can just say D of A plus equals to the price, which is sales price of J. Let's print D. Okay, that's not right. Okay. So number 1 and 2. So let's print sales price of I, or price of J, sorry. So price of J now. Okay, so now, okay, I just think we have to do DA plus equals to sales price of J, not sales price of I, because it's in the customers table or in the sales table. No, that's still not correct. Okay. Nope. Okay. Sales price of J. Let's go ahead and come back here just to think a little bit more, hold on, about what we're trying to do here. Run this. Let's reset this to the default. Okay, so now we have this customer ID, but now we have to say, we don't care about this, we care about this. What we want is to print customer. So we actually want this instead. So D1, Okay, so for J, V and enumerate customer or sales customer ID. Let's do customer sales So we got 1 and 2. We got the customer's IDs that we need. So it has to be D of A plus equals to sales. No. So, it's quite annoying actually to do it this way. DA plus equals to sales. Is it price of J? I feel like that's not right. No, it's not right because so I guess if let's print V. Okay, so if V is equal to customer ID of I, okay, cool. Now that's what we wanted. Cool. All right. Cool. So now we just have to remember what number 3 is, which is 0, right? Okay, so how do we need 0 here. So what is A though? Customer salesperson ID. We want to iterate over salesperson ID, it seems. Salesperson. Nope. We want that. Customer salesperson ID. Okay. But now how do we get the 3 back in there? So the 3 is coming from, so I guess we can just do another loop. So for I, A, and enumerate customer ID. If A is not in D, DA equals 0. Let's print D. Okay. So let's see if this lines up. We got 8, 344, 3, good. 6, 13, 61, 1, what the heck? Customer ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. Maybe it's over salesperson ID. Because those we want Alice, Bob, Jerry. Right. Okay, so 1, 7, and 5, cool. 4, 1880. 8, 344. 3, okay. Okay, cool. Now I think we're good. So to fill out this total column, so let's just say for I, A, and enumerate sales total, and we can just say sales total of I is supposed to be equal to the D of whatever the salesperson ID is. So D of salesperson ID of I, right? Sales total. Do we not have a... No, we do. What? Total. Okay, so maybe sales total is equal to sales price. Okay, cool. So now it looks like it lines up. Submit it. And there you go. Passes all test cases. I know this one was a little more challenging for me, but again, I did do it on my own without any assistance. So pretty proud of that, even though the runtime is not great. So that's it for this video. Sorry, this one took a little long. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.